YouTube. What's good, YouTube? It's been a minute. It's probably been what? Was the last time I posted a video? Was it literally an AMP video? Was that a month ago? It might have been a month ago. Today we're gonna be reacting to another video. I'm actually not streaming this time because I honestly want to take a break from streaming, but I just like YouTube more, and honestly, I think I could really pull off a viewership off of YouTube more than streaming. All you really gotta do is just subscribe, hit the like button, maybe even share the video, or hit the notification bell. It's not that hard. It's easy. Look, 3 steps. It's free. That's probably the one best word in the world is free. Speaking of free, though, let's go on to the merch real quick because I got a big announcement right now. So, right now, ignore this, but if you purchase more than $75 on my merch website at nateak.com, you can get up to $75. You can get up to free shipping, bro. I know. Like I said, one of the best words in the world. Free. And shipping's a lot. Well, depending on what country you're from, but free shipping. So here I just got 4K gang hoodies. Shit, I can even get 2 if you wanted. You can't get one because that's only $45. Pretty cheap in my opinion. But you can just get 2 4K gang hoodies and pay $90. Click checkout. Free shipping by Nate. It's literally the promo code is Nate4K_free. So if the promo code does not apply, it either means you're less than $75, or you just didn't type it in, or sometimes you just have to type it in. So just type in Nate4K_free to get $75 up to free shipping. It's lit. Alright, let's roll into the video though. I investigated restaurants that are disappearing. So I haven't really seen this guy yet. I subscribed to him like a week ago. Watched one of his videos. I thought it was funny. So I think this video is going to be a great react to. It's about basically restaurants disappearing. Actually, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what restaurants would be in here. But I think I have a pretty good clue. But we'll see. Let's get into it.
My goal today is to investigate 12 different restaurants that are slowly dying and disappearing and figure out why this is happening to them. I'll be reviewing everything about them, from the food to the service to the ambiance to anything else that's included, to figure out why these restaurants, like some of our favorites, ranging from Pizza Hut to Beast Burger, are disappearing across the globe. With that being said, we have a lot to investigate, so grab your detective hat and your popcorn and let's do this. All right, so right now we are in the American Dream Mall and we are heading for Beast Burger, which is Mr. Beast's restaurant chain. There used to
We're starting off with a restaurant that came out in 2020. So this is probably one of the newest restaurants out here, and it died so slow. It died so fast, bro. It's actually hilarious. So I live in Minnesota. We had a Mr. Beast Burgers in Minnesota, but we didn't have one. It was actually what they call a hidden food spot, basically. So you couldn't go into it, but unless you're a DoorDasher or any delivery person, you could go in there and get the food, which was honestly, it was decent food in my opinion. But hey, food is food. I'm turning my mic a little bit. Sorry, hear that clicking noise. But food is food, really. And it was such a basic menu. You got a double cheeseburger, a everything burger, some fries, it's just everything. Mr. Beast burgers are it just died so fast. I even have a Mr. Beast cup. I think it was right here, actually. Yeah. I put pens in here, bro. I like pens. Because why not? But yeah, I just got this, subscribe to Mr. Beast. Or me. Let me just remark it. Subscribe to... subscribe to... Nate 4K. I'm gonna put my name on this cup so y'all can actually see it. It's gonna look. All right, let's get back at it.
be 1,700 locations, including virtual kitchens. Now there's just one left.
Yeah.
And
virtual. Damn, 1,700 to one in what? 6 years? Search this up, hold on. When did Mr. Beast AST Burgers GR
those boxes.
Okay, Mr. Beast Burgers officially launched in December 19th, 2020, with the initial one-time pop-up event for fans on November 10th, 2020 in Wilson, North Carolina, which we all seen that video. Come on, don't tell me you didn't. And they all basically shut down. I want to say they were still alive and well, like 2024. I want to say like 2025, they really just like disappeared. But,
the entire world, and we are about to go to it right now. There's a lot of legal disputes and stuff that happened behind the scenes that ultimately had to get rid of the Mr. Beast Burger thing, but there's still this one remaining. So I don't know if he's affiliated with it anymore, but we're about to arrive and take down some Beast Burgers. So here we are at Mr. Beast Burger. Nice burger, bro. I think you just go up and order a burger. So I'm gonna do that. Let's see the experience. I like how their posters are just thumbnails of Mr. Beast. Looks a little raw as well. All right, so I just ordered a Chandler style burger with Cajun spicy fries and a fountain drink. So pretty standard order. Their menu had like Carl items, Chandler items. Notably, they removed somebody on there. I don't know if this is good. I've actually never had this before, so this will be fun. That was fast.
we all know.
Thank you. All right, so the burger arrived quicker than we could even sit down. So very fast service, very nice service too. The people at the counter were super nice and accommodating. So far so good. Good service, fun ambiance. I like being in a mall. And the entire ambiance is also, if you like Mr. Beast, you're gonna love this place because they have his videos playing in the background. They have his merch being sold. And then there's a lot of different like custom Mr. Beast-esque themes that are just into this restaurant. All the seats are in blue and pink generally, so they're playing into some of his colors. But let's get into the actual burger now. All right, so it looks like a smash burger. Like the patties on this are a little bit thinner. There's two of them. One cheese is melted more than the other. I think it's a function of it being on the bottom.
Looks like a
There's
pretty
no
basic
sauce or anything
burger to
on
me.
this, so it's just a classic cheeseburger. I don't love that. It's like a backyard burger, like you're grilling 4th of July and you have somebody who's like really not that great on the grill, like it's like a second, third grilling session. It's like he made a burger. That's the best way I can describe how the taste is. It is like put together well, so they like toasted the bun and everything, and the burgers look of like pretty high quality, but something's missing. Maybe it's like the butter, the oil. There's like a flavor missing to it. That's why it's like very like on the grill and that's it, nothing else to it. Let's give these fries a try. So it's just crinkle cut fries with Cajun seasoning on it.
I just created simple product videos for all these different products using Veo,
Not gonna lie.
Banana, and Airtable. No API keys
I
to
forgot
connect.
to pay
All the models are
for-
built right
hold
into
on.
Airtable. You don't need
I forgot to pay for YouTube Premium. Bro. Dude, we're gonna get a lot of ads in the video. Since I'm my own editor, I'm gonna try to cut it out. But I'll probably forget to cut out a few, or some of them will look pretty bad. I understand, you know, ooh, he needs to edit his video better. Ooh, bro, you know, it takes time to do YouTube. And people think it's probably one of the easiest jobs. It is. It's right then and there. You can just start recording if you want, but you gotta have flavor, man. You know, I'm still working on that. You know, let's see what happens. But let's get back into it.
Spicy fries. Okay, they taste like that. It's like you went to a baseball game and you got like a bucket of fries and then just like dump some Cajun on it. I don't love this. I'm gonna be real with you, Mr. Beast. This is not your greatest venture. This is straight up food-wise like a 4 out of 10. But it's fun. I love the ambiance and I love the service.
4
So
out
that
of
alone
10.
is great. But if you're a
Damn.
food restaurant,
Yeah, you're right, man. I mean, burgers were pretty bland. I mean, like, I feel like everyone who's like, I feel like half the world, okay, half of America, maybe not half the world, half of America has tried Mr. Beast burgers, and I feel like it's just so bland, bro. The only reason why people like it is because you have a chance to win $1,000.
your food has to be amazing, and this isn't. Behind me is Chuck E. Cheese, the animatronic central. They used to have 600
Getting a lot of flashbacks from Chuck E. Cheese, man. Whoa, there's a lot. That's a lot.
locations. Now they're just down to 400 across the US and Canada. The reason being is because they just went bankrupt at a bunch of spots because nobody had any interest in getting their pizza or hanging out here. Of course, tons of kids' birthday parties and stuff are held here. There was tons of conspiracies around the spot. We're gonna go into there and invest.
Okay, so speaking on the conspiracy theories about Chuck E. Cheese, do people like actually believe it? Honestly, I don't believe it, but like I kind of like when I was a kid, I kind of believed it at first because I live in Minnesota, and there was another. I think it was real, but I don't know. But apparently, there's another animatronic place in Minnesota. And Chuck E. Cheese had that poster on the wall. The moment you enter the door, you turn to your left, and you see two posters, but one in the middle, you see literally a FNAF poster. So honestly, I think the conspiracy theories were pretty real, and then putting that FNAF poster kind of like confirmed it for me. But you know, I think the theories
investigate why this spot is diminishing. They changed their logo, interestingly, so it used to be like that really cool old grungy dude, and now they just made it some like Stuart Little looking mouse. Oh. So I thought this was like a restaurant, so really we just have to enter and then we can just do what we want.
This guy has never been to Chuck E. Cheese in this. This guy has never been to Chuck E. Cheese in his life. What kid is going to Chuck E. Cheese for the pizza, man? Nah, bro, I'm going for the games. I think I've been to Chuck E. Cheese multiple times. I think I'm only eaten bro. I think I've only eaten pizza like a quarter of the time I've been there. And like, just saying, pizza's not even that good. I swear, this doesn't rank higher than a 3. I mean, if this doesn't go high, if this goes lower than a 3, I'm gonna be surprised. We're about to see.
I gotta get a picture with him. This place is a madhouse. There's like kids running around everywhere playing games, all ages, all races, all genders. This is just a hodgepodge of humans here. It's so loud. I thought we were gonna walk in, it was gonna be a ghost town. There are so many people here. They have all your classic games. So over here, we got skee ball. Outside of that, they got basketball. They got literally anything you could think of, honestly, here. Let's take a look around. I wanna go to the Jungle Gym. The Jungle Gym is what I think of when I think of.
Yo, well, speaking of basketball, any arcade that has basketball, 1v1, guarantee you're not winning, and it's not going to be close. Well, it might be close, but it's not going to be that close. Just saying, I'm going to go. It's probably one of the easiest games out there, bro. The hoop is not that far. Okay? Honestly, I feel like I've gotten 8,000 tickets from one time I was at my local arcade, had a basketball hoop. I got 8,000 tickets from it. Because all I did was just keep on. I mean, I guess I kind of just kept on playing it, like swiping the card and shit, and just shooting hoops. I think I missed like maybe 5 shots. I'm not lying. That's no cap. Of course, I can't prove it to you, but you know, hey, maybe one time I shoot a blog, I'll show you how good I am at fucking basketball at an arcade, bro. I'm telling you, y'all ain't winning.
Chuck E. Cheese and the animatronic. I think if you look around, I want to go to the Jungle Gym. The Jungle Gym is what I think of when I think of Chuck E. Cheese and the animatronic. I think they got rid of the animatronics. All right, so behind me is the ball pit area. Apparently a lot of kids disappear in here, but it doesn't look like it because they're having fun. There's a couple of birthday parties going on right now. So there's a...
I never heard of a ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese before. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what my Chuck E. Cheese was on, but it was just different, man. They had the birthday party thing, and they still have the animatronic. Well, last time I went, which was when I was 16, by the way, they did have animatronics, but they never had a ball pit.
2-year-old and an 8-year-old, so quite varied in age. Could be a 28-year-old, but there's a lot of people here and they're all looking to have fun in the ball pit. All right, so I'm gonna order their pizza right now, just get a slice of it and see if it's good. All right, so my first impression of Chuck E. Cheese is that this is the craziest place on earth. There's so many people here. There's like a birthday party happening. There's like everybody on different sorts of arcade games. They're serving pizza, apps, cookies, anything you could think of. And it's all in a pretty condensed spot. They have all these different themes, everything. I definitely underestimated Chuck E. Cheese. They're pretty sophisticated too. They have a pager to tell you when your pizza's ready, so you go up to the counter. So if you wanted to go ahead and play games while you're waiting, it's pretty thoughtful that they have this. So apparently Chuck E. Cheese got rid of the animatronics because they were too scary for kids. That's the same reason they ended up changing their mascot from the old guy to the new one. So they're trying to be more kid friendly. I mean, after all, their theme is where a kid can be a kid, and I guess you can't be a kid.
What a bunch of babies, bro. Bunch of babies. Yeah, you know, being young, in my opinion, just isn't the same. Even though I haven't been young in so long, but like I feel like if I was young now, I don't know what happened. I'd probably have the best time, or it'd probably just be the boringest time. I'm glad I grew up when I did, because I was probably one of the best times to ever grow up, in my opinion. You know, probably not one of the best, but like when I grew up, we were building on technology. Okay, tech. We were building on the tech and getting better at it. But people were like still outside playing at the parks, you know, shooting hoops. And it was just lit, man. You know, I feel like that's probably one of the best times. Nowadays, it's kind of just, I feel like you see every kid at a store, you see them at, like, on their iPad or something. Like, I never actually had an iPad growing up, bro, and I was born in 2007. You know, just I never had an iPad, and I never used it to watch shows, although shows were goated when I grew up. But I feel like just now you don't see that anymore. Like, I mean, shit, I be playing basketball at, like, fucking, I still be playing basketball outside. I don't see any kids playing anymore, man. It's just, this world is so boring. I don't know what it is, but we need to bring back something. We got rid of something that we shouldn't have. I think that's what it is.
When you're like running around frantic and scared because you think that Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic is gonna get up and kill you. So here's the pizza, let's give it a try. Very small, which I'm not mad about.
Parents of children who play Roblox.
I told you, bro. I don't mess with that type of stuff, bro. I don't mess with that type of stuff, bro. For real. I'll watch it. I'll watch movies, but I don't mess with that type of stuff.
Okay, it's way too hot. Do you think anybody comes into Chuck E. Cheese and just like gets food? Or is it very much like a byproduct of just being here with your kids playing around in the arcade for a birthday party? Because you could technically just walk in and order food, which would be a kind of weird thing to do if you're an adult and you just walk into it. I mean, this is what we're doing, I guess, but it's for documentary purposes. The pizza's not too bad. Like, this was, I think, in total, maybe like 12 bucks, which I think is pretty standard for a personal pizza, but the taste is fine.
All right, so Chuck E. Cheese was a fever dream. We went in there, we ordered pizza, we walked around, didn't get to play any of the games, it was too packed, but blew my expectations. I don't know how they're disappearing because there were so many people in there. Long live Charles Entertainment Cheese, I guess. All right, the next restaurant we're at that is disappearing, apparently, at least in New Jersey, because when I go around, I never see these things open. They're either temporarily closed, renovations, or they're just shut down completely, and that is Sonic. So Sonic is America's largest drive-in. I think it's their only drive-in. Basically what you do, it's like a drive-through on steroids, so you just stay in your car, but you don't have to move the car. You just stay in a parking lot, and then right here on this screen is where you place your order. Let me go ahead and get to ordering. I'm going to get a burger and a shake, because that is what they're known for, all American cuisine. We're gonna see if it's any good. All right, so I'm going to click that red button right there, and then some guy's gonna talk to me. I'm gonna get the food, and then we'll check it out.
Hello, my name is Daniel. How may I take your order?
Hi, may I please have a Sonic cheeseburger and then a small chocolate shake?
Would you like French fries so you can make it into a combo?
Sure. All right, so our food is about to arrive. Our guys come to the window. Here he comes.
Thank you so much.
Here you go. You just keep the change.
Sure.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you. You as well. Nice and quick. He just came by, gave me it, left, said have a blessed day, so shout out to that guy. And then he handed me my food, and so now I just have it. So it's just like a drive-through, basically. I'm not just in my car and I'm parked.
Sorry, I don't really have much to say about Sonic. I barely eat there. But the outside experience is actually pretty cool to, like, just sit in your car and not actually go up to a drive-through, place your order, and be like, yo. I mean, I feel like that's pretty cool. I remember, is that, like, true? Did they ever used to go on roller skates and do that? I feel like that I've seen videos, but, like, I don't think much locations actually did the roller skates. I don't think it actually lasted for very long. But, you know, I feel like Sonic is kind of an underrated food place. I feel like they got some good food, man. Plus, they got, like, such a wide selection. Same with drinks, you know, Phil. Hey, Sonic, if you're trying to sponsor me, let me know. You know, I'll eat there every day if you do. I'm joking. No, I won't.
So there's no difference between, I guess, just going through the drive-thru than parking the car. But it's just like a cool little gimmick, I guess, that exists here. I think in America only. Let me know if other countries have drive-ins. I don't think so. They have crinkle-cut fries. It's classic. They look like that. Not good. Wow, that tastes like rubber. Ooh, that is bad. Actually bad. But that is not the main attraction. This guy is. This is their Sonic Burger. Not to be confused with Sonic the Hedgehog. This is Sonic the Drive-In. There it is. Kind of like a Wendy's and McDonald's fusion. Big chunky tomato on there. Let's take a bite of this.
Wendy's and McDonald's, in my opinion, that's just Wendy's, bro. McDonald's will be putting shit on their burgers. Well, you get some pickles, some diced onions, and some cheese. That's it. And some ketchup and mustard, I guess. But, you know.
I was never the biggest Sonic fan. I like the concept, don't love the food. With that said though, you know, I could see people liking it. It has a very specific taste profile. Close to Burger King, actually, in terms of taste. But even that is not the main attraction, because the true gold of Sonic is their shake. The Sonic shake right here, wow. Nice and even throughout.
It is. I thought it was their, like their slushes and stuff. Like the things they'd be putting Red Bull in, bro.
The nice chocolate color, the gradient. Give it a little sip. Yeah, that's good. So I would come to Sonic if you wanted like a late night shake, drive in, don't want to go to the drive-thru, want to talk to a little robot at your car window, get a pretty good shake overall. I think they should be hopefully not disappearing any more than they are, or at least in New Jersey.
Business.
Let me know if they're disappearing in your town.
Behind me is Red Lobster, so we're gonna be investigating the spot that once had
I've never been to Red Lobster before in my life. I've always wanted to go, but like I don't think there's a Red Lobster actually open anymore in Minnesota. Yo, if anyone lives in Minnesota and they actually know that a Red Lobster that's open, let me know.
700 locations, now has 545. They went bankrupt last year in 2024 and hired a new CEO. Apparently a lot has changed on the inside. They've changed what it looks like. They changed the menu. They changed the service. I'm gonna investigate to see whether or not that's true and if it deserves to be disappearing. Let's go inside. I used to love Red Lobster. I think this was my favorite restaurant for about a 10-year slot from ages 6 to 16. Every birthday would be at Red Lobster. This would be the spot. So I'm really rooting for it. I wanna give it a good rating here. Okay, lobbies look the same. Guess we could keep it somewhat down until we get the vibe. All right, and here we are. If you've never been to a Red Lobster, you're able to choose the lobster that you want to eat, which is kind of messed up when you think about it. You're like, oh, I'm going to target him because he's nice and juicy. I mean, I might be doing that. So that guy right there, unfortunately, is possibly meeting his demise. All right, so we just sat down. It looks kind of like as it always has. The inside is just very comfortable, very like boat-like. What's that word I'm looking for? Nautical. Very nautical. Michael told me that word. I forgot the word, but it's a very nautical theme in here, obviously. So just went ahead and ordered the ultimate feast, and we're getting our biscuits as well. So I'm excited to try those. The cheddar biscuits have arrived as a good looking biscuit. All right, let's see if it's as I remembered. Why did people forget how good these are? I think as far as bread at restaurants go, this is the best bread at a restaurant. Think of any other restaurant that gives you bread, this is top tier. This is the top bread at a restaurant. All right, so the ultimate feast has finally arrived. Here's what it looks like. So we have tail, crab leg, shrimp, coconut shrimp, broccoli, mashed potatoes. We have our bibs. I feel like these are new. All right, so now I'm going to dig in. Let's start with the shrimp.
Let him do his thing.
Yeah, again, never been to Red Lobster, so I don't think I'm really gonna like pause this. I don't really know the feeling of Red Lobster, and I don't know how much ads are about to pull up, so I'm about to find out. Oh my god, it's 2 ads. It's a Geico ad, but you know, so I remind myself to pay for YouTube Premium again. I forgot to pay for it this month.
Garlic and butter sauce, shrimp. Okay, this is a coconut
What
the
do you
shrimp.
say?
That's good. Garlic and butter sauce, shrimp. Okay, this is a coconut shrimp. Both shrimp solid so far. Go for this, crab legs. I love a crab leg, one of God's greatest gifts. This is our friend from the beginning, flashback to him. So that guy right there, unfortunately, is possibly meeting his demise. And in the grand finale, lobster tail dipped in butter. This is what drives the price up. This is why you come here. Very good. Definitely expensive. It was like $48, but the lobster tail alone, I think, is probably like 20 bucks of that. Plus the king crab legs. Oh, they're not as big as I thought they would be. Usually they're a bit thicker, so I would have got like a preteen crab. If you had like a nice male adult meaty crab, usually the legs are a bit bigger. All right, so just finished up at Red Lobster. Overall, really enjoyed the food. A little bit expensive, but that's to be expected with seafood. So overall, I'm a big fan of Red Lobster. I think it generally lived up to the hype that I was expecting. The cheddar biscuits were on point. I really don't think they should be disappearing. I think they had a pretty good turnaround with this new CEO, so I'm rooting for them, Red Lobster. I'm on your side. All right, so we're here outside of Sbarro. We're in a mall. At one point, Sbarro used to run malls in America. There was 1,000 locations. Nowadays, there's 50 in the US and 300 globally, so they're actually pretty popular globally still. They just recently shut down the Times Square Sbarro, which used to be a landmark. That's gone now. Most of the time you see these things are just in dying malls where we are right now. So we're gonna give it a fair test to see if they're actually any good anymore and if it's deserved. So we have a lot of different slices here. I'm just gonna go ahead and get their classic pepperoni. I feel like that's the fairest shake, so it's gonna be this guy right here. Kind of looks like a cafeteria pizza.
I ain't gonna lie, I was about to say the same thing, bro. I swear I've not seen this video. I swear to God, I'm about to say that looks like fucking cafeteria, like school food, bro. School pizza, which was low-key pretty fucking nasty. You know, the pizza was nasty, the burgers nasty. The chicken sandwiches, though, they might have not been cooked correctly, but I mean, some about them chicken sandwiches, man, crazy.
which I liked. I always loved getting pizza in school, so it might bring a wave of nostalgia. If you're over the age of 20, Sbarro's is probably meaningful to you. If you're under the age of 20, you've likely never heard of it, but it used to be kinda goated. We'll see nowadays what it's like. All right, pizza has been ordered. I could be reading this wrong. I think one slice is $8. If I see that, that is the most expensive single piece of pizza I've ever ordered in my life. So I just got it. It was $8.43 for just one slice of pepperoni. If you were to stretch that out to 8 slices for a pie, $65. I've never paid so much for a pizza in my life. Thank you so much. Pizza secured. We're gonna go ahead and try it. It's a cute little box. New York City established 1956, but maybe extinct 2026. Let's find out. Time for the big reveal. My $9 pizza slice. All right, I want to give it a fair shot right now.
I ain't gonna lie, that was like gas station pizza. Like, you go to Casey's, you know, people from the Midwest, they know what Casey is. Casey's gas station, or, you know, even 7-Eleven. You know, y'all, everyone knows what Casey's and 7-Eleven. Depends on where you really live, you know. But just say you go to Casey's, you go to the food court area that they have, and like you see the spinning pizza thing. I have no idea what you call that. You just grab it and you just. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it, bro. It just looks like Casey's pizza. Right
now it's like a 1 out of 10 because I've never paid this much for pizza before. But the taste test, it's got good like oregano on it, cheese, grease, all that good stuff. Pretty solid flop. This thing should be $3. I don't hate it. I wanted to hate it so badly. I don't hate it. I think it's pretty good. It's got good spice to it. It's a nice hearty slice. I guess they're just filling somebody up because it's got a lot of grease on it, and oil, of course, is super heavy. I really don't hate it. Like, the pizza itself is like a 7.5 out of 10. But the price, when you add it in, the value of it is like a I guess they're just filling somebody up because it's got a lot of grease on it, and oil, of course, is super heavy. I really don't hate it. Like, the pizza itself is like a 7.5 out of 10. But the price, when you add it in, the value of it is like a 3 out of 10. Service was good. Ambiance, it's a kiosk in a mall, so there's really not much to add to it. Do I think these things are gonna be around in 2026, 2027? Unfortunately not, unless they really get their prices down. So rest in peace to Sbarro's. Lots of meat on here. They're very generous, so I appreciate that, but this may be our last meeting ever. It's a little bit sad because I do like it.
The next restaurant we're going to be investigating is one of the largest fast food restaurants in the entire world, and that is Pizza Hut. Now, Pizza Hut is iconic for its outside. It looks like this, every single one of them. But recently, as Wally B26 shows us, a lot of them are becoming closed down and abandoned. So when he walks up to the door, this store is closed. And this is happening all over the globe. In the US and just internationally, everywhere Pizza Hut is not having a great day. And so, look how cool that is, by the way. You could pop out a YouTube video using the pop-out feature on Opera browser, have it up on other tabs, whatever it may be, and you just move it around freely. Anyways, I'm going to use AI so I could summarize the current state of Pizza Hut. So nice and simply, I could ask Ario, which is Opera's free built-in AI tool. Utilize this shortcut right here. Just
is this an ad? Yeah, we're skipping this. Sorry, Pizza Hut. Is an Opera GX?
We have got to the point where literally.
Speaking of ads, fuck. Yeah, but yo, what happened to the ad? Just disappeared. No, I'm joking.
For pizza only to Domino's, and at Pizza Hut they're currently closing down thousands of locations because their parent company ended up going bankrupt. So 1,500 locations went bankrupt, and now there's just a few remaining. Not many people apparently go to Pizza Hut for a bunch of different reasons, but we're going to check it out today. Pizza Huts are iconic, and I must say I've never been in one in my entire life. This is my first time in a Pizza Hut.
This is the interior. You'll see literally nobody's in here at all. So it's just lots of memorabilia. It feels like a basement, you know, like a man cave basement. Good lighting. I actually like the ambiance here. Like, the vibes are pretty cool. So their signature item is the personal pan pizza. So I got a personal pan pepperoni pizza. It was about $10 with the drink. I got an orange juice, not by choice. I tried to get a water, which they didn't have, which is crazy. And then I tried to get a Diet Pepsi, which they didn't have. And so I ended up getting an orange juice with pizza, which I don't think was actually a good choice in retrospect. I'm not sure they go well together. There's only one worker. I think he's the waiter. I think he's the host. I think he's the chef. So shout out to that guy. But nobody else in here. Amazing. Thank you. So the pizza has arrived. It was just a quick little dump.
You know, we're speaking of all this food, and I realize I haven't eaten anything, and this video is about 30 minutes in right now. So why don't try a little bit of a cup noodle? Sponsor me. No, I'm joking though. No sponsor. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not taking a bite of that right now.
But let's get into it.
Like
let's see what this looks like.
All
All right, this is the pizza that is disappearing. This guy right here. All right, so they turned on some music for us. It wasn't playing for like 20 minutes while we were here. And then I think maybe they realized we were filming or something and they wanted to like bring up the vibes a bit. So now we got like another worker came out. They're playing music. Pizza came out, hot, fresh, looks good. Here's the bite of their pepperoni personal pan pizza. You know what? That is mid. Let me give another bite. Something about Pizza Hut sauce, it just tastes like...
Nah, bro, they turned on the music just because they know their pizza's mid as hell.
School lunch, middle school, you know, like those little like pizza sticks that you can order and get, and it has like that marinara sauce you dip on the side. It's like a fusion of that. Let me try the crust as well. Okay, crust is good. Now we're talking. It's like everything but the marinara sauce is pretty solid. All right, that was Pizza Hut. Do I think that Pizza Hut's gonna be extinct in 5 to 10 years? Probably. It was all right. The ambiance was a little bit weird just because there wasn't people in it, but it looked cool. Whole bunch of interesting things going on here. They also have a wing street attached to it, which I think is the wings supplier of Pizza Hut. I don't know what that's about, so Pizza doesn't even make their own wings apparently, but whatever's going on here, it is the definition of mid. So here we are outside of Denny's. Denny's at their high point.
That's a W breakfast location right there. Denny's or Perkins. Both of them are actually dying businesses. Honestly, I think you should go to Perkins, but Denny's is honestly, I think, hold on. Okay. Honestly, so I had to think something real quick. That's why I muted myself. But I think Perkins is actually more dead than Denny's, but they're both dead breakfast locations. But they're both W breakfast locations.
Point had 1,700 restaurants. Now they're down to about 1,500 and closing about 100 every single year. This is one of the rare ones left in New Jersey. So we'll be going inside, we'll be testing out the food, seeing the service, seeing the ambiance, and seeing if we think they're gonna be disappearing within the next 5 to 10 years. Denny's primarily serves breakfast food, so they're known for their pancakes. Their Grand Slam is their big signature item, so that's what I will be ordering, and we're gonna test it all out. Let's go in. Pretty good value. Think about that, one slice of Sbarro's pizza. All right, so we just sat down, pretty comfy in here, right? Like, it looks like a house in here. It's hard to describe, but the interior design here, they have like paintings on the wall, and then they have certain light fixtures that remind me of just like a modern home. All right, so I'm getting the Choco Banana Pancake Slam. It's one of their prefixed Grand Slams. For $13, you get pancakes, hash browns, eggs, and sausage. Looks pretty good on the menu. We're gonna see if it actually tastes good. So here we have it. We have the chocolate chip pancakes, and then we have the over easy eggs with bacon and hash browns. This all comes together for about $13, I think, which is pretty good value. So I'm gonna dig right into these. I've heard pretty good things about Denny pancakes, so I'm excited to try them. Denny's pancake. Okay, I got too much banana, I think. Remove some for this. Not as good as I was expecting it to be, based on presentation and stuff. Maybe I'll be surprised with everything else. Hash browns are one of my least favorite foods. I think they're an abomination to the potato, so I don't have high hopes for this. Moving on, let's give the egg a try now. Good egg, strong egg right there. And then finish it off with the bacon. Nice and crispy. That's a breakfast spot. Good eggs, good bacon, never touch again. And then the pancakes were about what you'd expect. They have games out here too, little claw machines. I'm not gonna play because I'm 1 for 1 in the past couple of years playing claw machines. Yes! Yes! Nice, nice. All right, so just finished up at Denny's. I'd say overall it was a pretty solid experience. The food came out relatively quickly. The ambiance was pretty nice. The service was fast, efficient. We got our check as soon as we asked for it. So really nothing negative to say about Denny's. I do still think that IHOP is superior in a lot of different ways. So I don't think it's going to outcompete IHOP in this competitive pancake all-day breakfast spots. But overall, pretty solid, and I don't think they should disappear.
Actually, didn't IHOP used to be called IHOB because they used to they wanted to rebrand it to sell burgers, and that just failed so badly that they really changed it back to IHOP. That's actually hilarious.
Completely, but I do see why they're reducing their locations because it didn't like oversell. It wasn't like the greatest thing I ever had, but still shout out to Denny's. Behind me we have Hooters, which we'll be investigating next. Hooters at its...
Kids, if you're watching this, maybe just skip this part right here, you know, let's just keep this family friendly. No, I'm joking, I don't really care.
Peak had 600 restaurants. Now they just have 246 locations spread across the US, Canada, and a couple of international ones. The reason why they ended up claiming bankruptcy back in March of 2025 was because of poor management and stiff competition. And I think also the changing environment had people not wanting to come in for what their main appeal is, which is women with big
serving wings and beer. So we're gonna go inside and investigate to see whether or not they should be disappearing. Let's go inside. Ooh, the hottest sauce ever. There's not many left. This is the only one I believe in New Jersey. I think it's gonna be like College Town in here. All right, so we made it to Hooters. We just placed orders for drinks and we're gonna be getting some wings. It's pretty loud in here, but it's not that rowdy. Like there's a couple of tables max. It's like a sports bar, so they have like stuff on the TV. And then of course they have the waitresses that are just dressed in their Hooters attire. And the wings are apparently very good. I think I had the wings once or twice. I don't really remember. So this is gonna be basically a fresh assessment from me. Let's see how things go. All right, so we have the classic wings here. We got 10 of them, sauced and everything. So let's try. I'm gonna compare this to Buffalo Wild Wings because that's like the only comp in the chicken wing game I could think of. I mean, you have like Wingstop and stuff, but that's more like fast foodie. This is sit down wings, so that's the only reference I have. It's kind of hard to mess up a chicken wing, and this does that. No, I'm kidding. This is fun. It kind of tastes like a chicken tender merged with a. No, I'm kidding. This is.
That is a little ass girl at Hooters. I've never seen that before. I've never actually been in Hooters, so I actually don't know. But that's crazy.
This is fun. It kind of tastes like a chicken tender merged with a wing. Like I'm getting more tender than I am wings, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, there's not much to it, you know? Very meaty, like they're pretty big, but they definitely don't skimp you. It's like $1.25 per wing, and you get a good amount of chicken throughout. Like it's gonna take me 4 bites to take down a single wing, which I think is pretty unique to them because other restaurants will just kind of skimp you because they want their margins to be bigger. Hooters says, we don't care, everything's bigger. The wings, just finished up at Hooters. The wings were good, the service was really solid. The ambiance was a bit interesting just because of the different dynamics happening there. You don't know people's reasons for being there, and it was just a little bit jumbled. The TVs were playing like flag football, which I've never seen in my life, but it's kind of like a discounted Buffalo Wild Wings, which a little more of a like dirty feel of walking into it. Actually left feeling better about Hooters than before, so I don't understand why they're disappearing. It's a fun spot. It's very different from like your traditional restaurant too. So I'm pretty impressed with what they had and showed. I mean, Hooters, don't think you should be disappearing. From my bar rescue going inside, you know, 10,000 feet up and just kind of looking down, I thought everything was pretty solid. Good job. Now we're outside of Blimpie. If you've never heard of Blimpie, it used to be a very popular sandwich shop. It's basically similar to a Subway, Jersey Mike's, but because of stiff competition, they went from 2,000 locations at their peak to now just 200 because they couldn't compete with the big guys. They had a lot of like branding and mascot issues apparently, and then just poor management overall. So this is one of the last remaining Blimpies. We're gonna check it out and see what the experience is like. I've never been in one in my life, but apparently they're pretty hype. So let's go inside. Hey, what's going on, man? How are you? What do you recommend get it? What's like a signature, your favorite sandwich, a good one?
Signature one is the Blimpie Best, plastic stuff on top.
Blimpie Best?
Yeah.
They have the Blimpie way, so I guess that's similar to Mike's way. Comes with lettuce, tomato, onion, oil, and red vinegar and oregano. So I ordered the Blimpie's Best, and I'm gonna get a chocolate chip cookie, and we're gonna test out the two. Hey.
Can you go down? It's good.
Can I get it the Blimpie way? All right, thanks, my man. Appreciate it. Blimpie sub right here. So I got Blimpie's special, and I got it the Blimpie way. Shout out to the server at Blimpie. Super awesome. Like serve.
That right there is literally a Subway ad right there. I'm telling you, this is why they're failing, bro. They're literally copying, bro. Blimpie's way, Mike's way from Jersey Mike's, and then that's literally a Subway ad behind that painting right there. Is literally Subway, bro. You can't tell me that's not.
First, right off the bat is like 10 out of 10. It was super cool with like letting us record and get a bunch of shots. So really like the vibes of Blimpie so far. I like the color scheme. I like the retro sort of logo. Looks very 90s, which I like. But now it's time for the food taste, what we are all waiting for. The bread is pretty soft. All right, so a good amount of meat, pretty generous here. All right, first bite. I mean, it's a sub. Yeah, I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. Subway, of course, has cookies that people say are some of the best cookies in the world, which I disagree with. And as a cookie connoisseur, let's see if Blimpies can compete. Looks good, nice and buttery there, held together. Not super warm, but the chocolate chips look good on it.
Instead of spending hours creating
I genuinely want to know how it looked like eating on when I'm recording, bro. Like, genuinely want to know.
Oh, wow. It's solid. At the first bite, I thought it was gonna blow my mind, but then as I started chewing, I was like, okay, it's fine. All right, so Blimpies overall, do I think they should be disappearing? No, because I really like the service, and then I think the taste profile was somewhere between Subway and Jersey Mike's, so they do have a place in the sub market, but unfortunately, they're not gonna stand out in any regard, but I think they'll be okay if they just keep like a few amount of locations, and if you happen to stumble across a Blimpie, I do pretty much recommend. Not like a strong recommendation, but if you're hungry, you got one nearby, it's probably worth trying. Moving moving on. So here we are outside of Johnny Rockets. Johnny Rockets, the famous burger chain. You go in, it's got this like 70s, 80s, 90s, I don't know like the decades, but probably like an 80s look inside. There used to be at its peak around 400 restaurants, and then as of 2024, there was a little under 250, but they've since actually made a modest recovery back to around 320. So they're everywhere. They go through a lot of trials and tribulations, ups and downs, but we're gonna test them out now to see if it is deserved. So we just got seated at Johnny Rockets. They used to have jukeboxes that would go right here. Now they've replaced it with jukebox QR codes. So you're able to pick the tune, which is cool at the restaurant, but what you have to do is scan this in order to get it. So they're moving in a direction of modernity. I think they're heading into the 21st century finally. Now here, they have a pretty simple menu, which I always appreciate. So I'm going to get their classic The Rocket sandwich. We just went ahead and placed the order. Really nice server. She came up. We just placed it for burger, fries, and a shake. The classic diner burger combo. We'll see how long it takes. It's cool because you can like watch them cook and everything as you're sitting here. Good vibes, good music playing. I really like the seats too. Super comfy. It's like those throwback booths where you could actually like sink into them. Good vibes so far.
A few moments later.
All right, so here are the fries. They are fresh out of the fryer. They're very hot. Still see the oil splash on them. This is about the fries you'd expect from Johnny Rockets. They're almost like McDonald's fries, but unsalted, which is good, because I think McDonald's is some of the best fries. Good fried, nice and fresh. It did take a little bit to get our food. We're still waiting, probably like 20 minutes later. It's busy though, it's a Saturday. All right, so we've been waiting now for probably 35 minutes for our burger. Fries are now cold. They came out steaming hot. They're now cold. We had really high hopes coming in, but unfortunately, Johnny Rockets, I could see why you're disappearing because this time is insane. Okay, so the burger has now come out. She actually is giving us fresh fries because we were waiting so long for it. Here's the burger here. It is fresh and hot off the grill. I'd hope so after all this time. And despite waiting super long, I am gonna give it a fair review to see if Johnny Rockets actually has good food. That's good. That's what I would expect from a burger. All right, so we just finished at Johnny Rockets. No joke, that took about 1 hour to get a burger, fry, and a shake. So the food was really good, but as far as the service goes, and not that it was like, you know, they were mean or bad, but timing-wise, I've never had to wait that long in my entire life at a table. So unfortunately, Johnny Rockets, I could see why you're disappearing. Now we're outside of Friendly's. If you're from the Northeast, then you've probably certainly heard of this or been here. It's a cult classic, a cult favorite. I love Friendly's. It's one of my favorite spots, or used to be when I was growing up. So they had 800 locations at their peak in the late 90s. Now they have something like 100 locations and they are closing rapidly. So we're gonna go inside and see whether or not this disappearance is justified. So we're just gonna be getting ice cream at Friendly's. That's what they're known for, but they have a lot of other items like mini mozzarella sticks. You can get super melts. You can get basically the whole kitchen sink here, but I'm just curious to get their Monster Mash, which is one of their classic sundaes. All right, order secured, and now we wait. This is the Monster Mash, so it comes with 2 M&M eyes, Reese's Pieces ears, hair in the back, mint chocolate chip ice cream, and a cherry nose. So I'm excited to try this. Very cute. Insane. So I think my microphone actually died during the Friendly's review, but just to be abundantly clear, that was one of the greatest mint chocolate chip ice creams I've ever had in my entire life. I think Friendly's is awesome. If you have a local Friendly's near you, you might as well just try it out, bombard them with business, because what other ice cream spot can you get a good ice cream and then also have it presented in a fun way like a Monster? So do I think that Friendly's will be out of business in 5 to 10 years? I hope not. I don't think so though. They're operating, I think, at like a pretty small scale, so they should be good to go, but I'm a big fan. So behind me is Red Robin.
Yo, this Red Robin, this right here. Oh my God. I go here every year for my birthday. My birthday's actually coming up, you know. Subscribe. That'd be a great birthday present if you subscribe. I'm about to go here again, by the way. But bro, they got some good ass fucking burgers, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Red Robin should not be dying. Okay, like the building looks cool. You know, the inside really cool in my opinion from what I've been in, and the service is actually great. You know, I feel like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, I went to Red Robin for my birthday because, you know, it's one of my favorite fast food spots. We had this great server, and trust me, we tipped him, bro. We, like, when I say we tipped him, bro. He was a great server. You know, I've never actually seen a server like that before, in my opinion, and so he definitely deserved it. So, you know, Red Robin is a great business. I don't think he works there anymore, but if he does, you know, I hope I get him again, because he was a great server.
Robin is the gourmet burger shop. You may have been to one, you may have not been to one, and you probably won't end up going to one because they are closing 70 of their 500 locations, so more than 15% of them. And the reason being is because they want to only have locations that are profitable, which is honestly pretty strategic and fair. So let's go inside and see if they really should be shutting down as many locations as they are. Ambiance looks good so far. Kind of like a Chili's, Fridays, Dave & Buster's fusion.
it has like a weird aesthetic to it, like literally a statue of Liberty, bro. It's so weird, but it's such a cool. It's such a cool restaurant in my opinion. Y'all gotta if y'all never been to Red Robin and if you got one year like wherever you're at, bro, you gotta try it, man. They got some good food, great food. And I'm pretty sure it's bottomless fries. They got some great shakes, you know. I'm definitely you should check it out.
And all together, good landmarks and everything. Here's the menu here. Bunch of gourmet burgers. I'm going to get their signature, which looks to be, ooh, the Royal Red Robin, which is just a standard bacon cheeseburger with an egg on it. Interesting. Okay, so here's the burger. It arrived. We have the egg on top it, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna cut into that with, I guess, this. This is my only utensil. Let that drip all over. Oh wow, look at that. I'm gonna give it a try. I would say it's like a gourmet burger. The quality is pretty high. I'm not like a great burger judge because I don't think like burgers are the greatest food ever, but it's definitely high quality. Like I see why they took their dear time with bringing this out. They asked if I wanted it pink or not pink, which I've never heard before. You're just like, oh, do you want it like medium rare? I said no pink, and they abided by it. Just finished at Red Robin. Some of the worst service I've ever had in my life. All I did was order a water and then a burger, and I want to say it took maybe like 45 minutes to receive. Asked for the check, didn't get.
I can say you and me, we're not the same. I got great service at my local Red Robin location. Sponsor me. Nah, I'm joking. But you could at least subscribe, man. I'm not really asking for much. Yeah, I'm joking.
The check, had to end up paying with the kiosk. I see why they're disappearing. The manager was nice. He kind of came over and stuff to check in on us. I would never actually complain in real life and be like, oh, the service was bad. But for you guys, so you know, Red Robin, I mean, you could definitely feel their bankruptcy. I'm not going to go back. I could see this place being gone in like 3 to 5 years.
All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content, make sure to click here. Otherwise,
man, that was a W video. I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, I did not expect to see that much restaurants on there. I was expecting to see, well, I guess I wasn't expecting to see Red Robin. I'm not gonna lie. Same with Denny's. So there's also a lot of restaurants I've never heard of. I live in the Midwest. There's not much out here. Well, there's actually a lot out here, but there's not much that more people know. That was a W video, man. There's really not much I can say, you know, just really all you got to do is just subscribe. You doing it? Yeah, just flip your phone. That button. Where my phone at? Right here. Flip your phone. That button right there. That's like right here actually, but all you gotta do is, you know, subscribe, man. Bye.